No parent should have to bury a child. No mother should have to bury a son. Mothers are not meant to bury sons. It is not in the natural order of things. I buried my son in a potter's field, in a field of blood, in empty, bitter silence. There was no funeral. There were no mourners. His friends, all absent. His father, dead. His sisters refusing to attend. I discovered his body alone. I dug his grave alone. I placed him in a hole and covered him with dirt and rock, alone. I was not able to finish burying him before sundown, and I'm not sure if that affected his fate. I begrudge God none of this. I do not curse him or bemoan my lot. And though my heart keeps beating, only to keep breaking, I do not question why. I loved my son every day of his life, and I will love him even after I stop reading. I am a simple woman. I am not bright or learned. I do not read. I do not write. My opinions are not solicited. My voice is not important. On the day of my son's birth, I was infused with a love beyond all measure and understanding. The world tells me that God is in heaven and that my son is in hell. I tell the world the one true thing I know. If my son is in hell, then there's no heaven, because if my son sits in hell, there's no God.
Between heaven and hell, there's another place. This place. Hope. Hope is located right over here in downtown Purgatory.
Next case.
Now, Purgatory, contrary to popular belief, has plumbing and bodegas, and they even have a movie theater and a little park where people can walk their dogs at. Hope, well, it doesn't have any of that, and it definitely doesn't smell good.
Next case, bailiff.
I worked here in Hope for 2.5 years. That's how I got these wings, and I wouldn't trade anything for these wings. I can fly with these wings. At night, I fly down to earth and watch my littlest baby boy sleep. He is 7, and he's got a picture of me on his wall, right in between Shaquille O'Neal and the Incredible Hulk. Then I fly uptown to the window of my eldest baby girl's house and watch my grandchild sleep. Most nights I can see my eldest baby girl, Tanya, with her feet in a pot of hot water, always studying books. And I stick around to see her man, Winston, come home late at night from work, always with a muffin or a hamburger for her. Winston's love for my baby girl is all over his face. I was wrong about him. I always thought he was shifty. When I get back to heaven, I tell my husband, Delane, all about it. Delane doesn't like to fly, but he likes to hear the stories, and he likes how I look when I come home from Earth all windblown. Now, hope. It changes with the times, but has stood always as God's gift to the last of his children. It is said that every civilization rearranges the cosmic furniture differently. In biblical times, hope was an oasis in the desert. In medieval days, a shack free of plague. Today, hope is no longer a place for contemplation, litigation being the preferred new order of the day.
Where's my damn bailiff?
I'm here, ma'am.
Then call the next damn case.
Yes, ma'am. God and the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Thorstein the Implicable. Motion to appeal.
Denied. Next case.
God and the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Henry Wayne Masters.
Nope.
God and the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Benedict Arnold.
Oh, hell no.
God and the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Judas Iscariot.
Judas Iscariot? Who brings this crap before me?
Your Honor, my name is Fabiana Aziza Kanye.
Never heard of you.
I live in Purgatory.
Well, you should have kept your legs closed. Motion denied. Next case.
Your Honor, I have a writ signed by St. Peter at the gates of heaven.
Next case.
But I have a writ.
She has a writ, ma'am.
Excuse me?
I'm just saying the lady, she's got a writ, so I mean...
Bailiff, let's set up a little signal between the two of us, okay?
Okay.
So when I come to the court, dressed as Lady Gaga in her meat dress, that'll be my signal to you that I want your opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
Next case.
But what about the writs, ma'am?
Bailiff, what's your name?
Juliana Watermongo, yeah?
You're on a work release from Purgatory, is that correct, Juliana?
Yes, ma'am.
Juliana, when I get to heaven someday, eat fried chicken and mashed potatoes. Feel the sun on your face.
Very much, ma'am.
Then call the next damn case!
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, ma'am.
Good. Have a lollipop.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next case.
But what about the writs, ma'am?
Bailiff!
Your Honor, if I may.
Who speaks before me?
An attorney, great man, willing and able to prosecute the shame of a case and defend the gates of heaven and the kingdom of God against this big shenanigan of a so-called writ, your grace. Fear not, Your Honor. Yusuf Akbar Wahid al-Nasr Jamal al-Fayumi is a beacon for justice.
A beacon?
May I approach you?
The bench, not me.
Yes, of course, the bench. And it's a lovely bench, splendid and sturdy like the great figure that rests upon it. Now, Your Honor, I received wind of this so-called writ several weeks ago. I have been preparing night and day to refute the allegations it contains.
Your Honor, let the record reflect I have no opposition to Mr. El Fayoum here.
Speak when spoken to.
Do not bait this great woman, lady. She presided over the appeal of Attila the Hun when you were nothing more than a cheap shot of whiskey on your great-great-grandfather's first unpaid barter.
Well said.
Forgive the others.
You got a license to practice, Mr. Al-Fahita?
A license, yes, absolutely. Some of the most scrupulously strong, Your Eminence.
Ma'am, his name's El Fayoum.
What?
You called me Al-Fahita?
Just give me my glasses, bailiff.
You're wearing them, ma'am.
My other ones.
Here, ma'am.
Most worshipful Lord and Master, a very tiny problem. My license. I seem to have left it in my other suit. I could rush back to hell and get it.
Are you from hell?
Yes, temporarily detained. A problem with my papers.
You sure about that?
Yes, quite sure, Your Grace. I attribute the mix-up to the Americanization of the act. Completely understandable in view of recent events.
You're damn right.
As are you, great, magnificent man.
Cunningham, let me see this red here, Your Honor.
You have great legs, Fabiana. Before dinner, perhaps.
Cunningham, this writ is garbage. Next case.
Your Honor, my client.
Your client is Judas Iscariot, who sold out the Son of God for Christ's sake.
Your Honor, that has no bearing.
Judas Iscariot committed the one unforgivable sin. Everybody knows it.
The sin of despair.
And then he did world a favor and hung himself.
From the olive branch, the coward.
Next case.
Your Honor, my writ is signed by St. Peter.
I know Peter, and believe me, he's prone to error and he's a rash.
Yes, a rash, absolutely. A little place called the Garden of Gethsemane ring a bell, Fabiana. When the authorities came to arrest Jesus, after your client sold him out with a kiss. What did Peter do?
I know what he did.
Well, know it again. Peter took out the sword and started chopping the ears off the authority. Can you imagine? Jesus had to correct it. Put the ears back on. Honestly, it was a big mess.
Next case.
But Your Honor,
Next case,
Come,
bailiff.
Fabiana. Dinner and a sensual massage. It was soothing.
Your Honor, I cite Beatitude and Kierkegaard. I cite Christ on the cross.
And I cite my foot in your ass, Cunningham.
Your Honor, I cite Hegel. Within every idea, thesis is contained is contradiction, antithesis. And out of that struggle is created synthesis, Synthesis, Your Honor, the union of opposites, their interdependence, and their inevitable clash, producing what's next, what must be revealed. God's perfect love versus God's rightful justice equals what, Your Honor?
Out of my courtroom.
The synthesis of love and justice can produce only mercy and forgiveness, Your Honor. If it just God sits in heaven, it can fall no other way.
Next case.
But, Your Honor,
Next case.
Hello everyone, welcome to my world. So, this is the part of the story where if it wasn't for me, there would be no more part of the story, okay? My name is Monica, better known to you mere mortals as Saint Monica. Yeah, that's right, Saint. As in better not get up in my grill, cause I'll mess your shit up. Cause I'm a saint, and I got mad saintly connects, okay? Have you ever drove down Santa Monica Boulevard? Have you ever ate some sushis down the Santa Monica Pier? Well, that's my boulevard and my pier. Anyways, up in heaven, a lot of people don't want to hang out with me because they say I'm an act. It's true. And you know what I say about that? I say fuck off. Because you know what? I am an act. And if I wasn't an act, I would never become a saint. And the church would never have had a father of the church named St. Augustine, because I gave birth to him, raised him, and when he started messing up all the time and constantly, I nagged God's ass to save him. I nagged and nagged and nagged till God got so tired of my shit that he did save my son. And my son, St. Augustine, he stopped banging horse and sipping on wine and he became learned. So learned that he's known as one of the fathers of the church. And you could look that shit up. So, if I wasn't an egg, all of you would have been a bastard church. So sip on that. Anyways, okay. As a result of my reputation of having God's ear, a lot of people pray to me. I have 3 full-time assistants just to sit through it all. Long story short, I was asked to look into the case of Judas Iscariot by this Irish gypsy lawyer in purgatory named Cunningham. She wanted me to do some nagging on Judas's behalf to God, and quite frankly, I was impressed by her nagging abilities, because that woman nagged my ass day and night for 40 days. But I don't nag for just anybody, and I definitely don't nag for anyone I don't know. So, I went down to check out Judas for my own self. He looked retarded, you know. He wouldn't talk or nothing. He didn't seem to hear me, and I'm not someone who has a problem expressing myself. I figured he was faking. So I did this. Hey, Judas! Judas! Yo, you deaf? Judas, yo! I started snagging at him. Yo, don't front, I know you could hear me. Then, I started snapping at him. Hey, Judas, do you have change for 30 pieces of silver? Hey, Judas, how much did you pay for that haircut? 30 pieces of silver? Hey, Judas, why are you so hung up? Come on, let's hang out. You want an olive? Wanna go to the Olive Garden restaurant? They got good olive oil there. Come on, Judas. What you see you and me go down to the bar and betray some folks? What do you say? I know you like betraying. What's wrong? Aren't you in the mood to betray today? Okay, we can just hang. Get it? Hang. What's the matter? Hungry? How about some supper? You want some supper? Come on, Judas, one last supper. What you say? I couldn't break him. So I sat down next to him. I sat with Judas Iscariot for 3 days. Then on the 3rd day, something happened. I saw a single tear fall out of Judas's eye, just one. When it hit the ground, I saw it was red, like ruby. I looked into his eyes, like this. He couldn't look at me, or he looked through me. I couldn't tell. His eyes were empty. He could barely breathe. He was like a catatonic statue of a former human being. And I detected sadness in him. Paralyzing, immobilizing, overwhelming sadness. After a while, I didn't know what else to do, so I thought I could just hold him in my arms for like a second. Warm him up before I left. I held him in my arms for 4 days. Then on the third day, I remembered how Jesus had said that God has the biggest love for the least of his creatures. And Judas was the leastest creature I had ever seen. On the fourth day, Judas dropped another single tear. It was clear-colored this time, and it evaporated into earth on impact. He trembled briefly, then froze up again. I had seen enough. I collected my tears in a bucket and poured it on his face so he could taste the salt. Then, I went back home and got on the horn to God. I dialed directio. Some people call it being an egg. I call it doing my job. I gotta call him. You should give me a shout if you ever need to. Cause my name is Saint Monica. I'm the mother of Saint Augustine, one of the fathers of the church. And you know what? My ass gets results. Signed, sealed, delivered. Peace.
Next case.
God and the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Judas Iscariot.
Bailiff!
She has it signed by God-man.
Here, Your Honor.
Note the signature at the bottom.
And where is Mr. Alfaita?
Present and accounted for, and dripping with anticipation to defend with marvelous cunning and great relish the kingdom of God and your greatness against the Satan-spawned traitor Judas Iscariot and his beguiling but outlandishly misguided counsel, most eminently great and incredibly beautiful now.
Cunningham. Fabiana Aziza Cunningham, is that right?
It is.
So where is the red hair and the freckles from, Cunningham?
My mother was a Romanian gypsy who settled in Vinegar Hill in Harlem in the 1960s.
And your father?
A local parish priest.
Well, got more than his palm read, did he? All right then, Cunningham. I think it's only fair at this juncture to tell you some things about myself. Some things that may inspire you to take your little mission elsewhere. For example, I strongly dislike tapioca pudding.
Tapioca, the worst, I spit on it.
Sit down. But even more than tapioca pudding, I dislike the following. Defense attorneys as a rule, well, half-breeds in general, and Judas Iscariot, anything other than a cautionary tale. Now, is that a problem for you?
No,
Have you ever met God, Cunningham?
I don't know that I believe in God.
You're just handing me a writ signed by him, yet you don't know if you believe in God?
Correct?
What if God appeared to you, Cunningham? Just one day, boom, God. White beard, flowing robe, you know, the whole rackalam.
Your Honor,
And what if you were to go home tonight, Cunningham, and Jesus Christ himself were there at your door to greet you with a dozen of Krispy Kremes and a quarter of cold milk, and say, Cunningham, Fabiana, it's me. I really am that thing that you always feared more than daughter. What would you do?
Your Honor, this is...
And what if you let him in, Cunningham? And you sat with the man, let's say for just 3 minutes, and you could touch him, inspect him, interrogate him, all you want, and let him do miracles for you. Tell you the exact story of your life, Cunningham. And you ended up convinced. Convinced, Cunningham, wiping away the tears of joy and relief on your living room couch. If he proved it to you, would you believe then?
If he proved it, I suppose I would have to.
After only 3 minutes?
But that would never happen.
Cunningham, you're the cynical, faithless spawn of a crackpot gypsy and a defrocked Mick. Yet you're saying me that Jesus would have you on your knees in 3 minutes? So, consider this, your friend Judas? Oh man, he had Jesus for 3 years. Think about that. 3 years in the foxhole with the best friend you ever had, and he shot him in the back for a pack of cigarettes. Think about what does that say about the essential character of the man. Now go home and stir that into your wee gypsy teapot. Petitions invalid, motion denied, next case.
Your Honor, that writ is signed by God.
Yeah, but it ain't signed by your client now, is it?
My client is catatonic. He's incapable of signing.
Well, if he's catatonic, then how do you know that he wants an appeal in the first place?
Who couldn't want to appeal eternal damnation?
Well, someone who was aware of the self-inflicted erosion of the capacity to be filled by grace. Someone who was too prideful to ask for forgiveness even in the face of the fiery furnace. Or you know what? Maybe he don't bother asking, because he knows he don't deserve it.
Your Honor, the only person who needs forgiveness is the one who doesn't deserve it.
Then let him ask.
I am asking for him.
Out of my courtroom, sister, and may God have mercy on your blasted, arrogant soul. Now get thee back uptown, stop your rebel rousing, and get humble. Because you ain't gotta get to heaven by trying to dismantle the natural order of the things that the good Lord has so thoughtfully put together.
Your Honor, are you a citizen of heaven?
Bailiff, remove this woman.
You live here with us. You know no more about God's law than anybody else in this court.
Well, my papers are pending. I'll be up there anytime soon.
Your papers have been pending since 1864, Your Honor. That's 140 years.
If there's an insinuation at the end of that statement, Cunningham, I suggest you don't make it.
Not an insinuation, Your Honor, but a question. If the truth really does set us free, then what is it, Your Honor, that is progressively precluding your capacity to respond to the call of that truth? Because 140 years suggests to me that you're not moving closer, but farther and farther away from it every day.
What the hell does Judas Iscariot have to do with my truth, Cunningham? I didn't hang myself from some olive branch.
Not from an olive branch, but on a battlefield in northern Georgia in 1864, Alatona. And the tree, oak, I believe. Your Honor, I have to wonder what your honest answer will be when you are someday asked how different you are now from that day that you died.
Tomorrow 9 a.m., does that work for you?
It does.
Put it on the docket.
Okay.
Just write it down, bailiff! Anything else, Fabiana, Aziza, Cunningham?
No, Your Honor.
Next case.
Fear not, your grace. I shall slay this fallen woman as the crocodile slays the one-legged newt.
Yes, next case.
Very little is actually known about Judas Iscariot. Oh, this is my fellow jury member, Loretta. On Earth, she's currently on life support. Hi, hello. Have they figured out whether you're coming or going yet? Not really. Any day now, they say. So, anyways, about Judas Iscariot. Not a lot is known, except that he was chosen to be an apostle. He betrayed Jesus, and then he hung himself. Not a lot to go on, especially when we're meant to rely on facts.
You know, I had an uncle. Can I say this?
Go ahead.
When I was a little girl, my drunk Uncle Pino used to like to go around saying, I believe because it is absurd. It is certain because it is impossible.
What did he mean by that?
No clue.
Maybe it's the essential paradox of man, how we refuse to juxtapose the absolute to the relative. You know, bullshit. I ordered the lunch menus. I got us the combo club with fritters.
Fritters? Awesome. Thanks, Gloria.
Next witness.
Your Highness, prosecution calls Henrietta Iscariot, mother to Judas Iscariot, to stand.
Nay, Henrietta Iscariot.
Yes, good day, Mrs. Iscariot.
Good day.
Now, can you recall if Judas Iscariot as an infant was prone to steal more than his fair share of milk from your deliciously well-apportioned bosom?
I can't recall that now.
But now, can you recall this? I take you back to the year 8. You were a single parent raising many children. Judas being your eldest and the man of the family, you sent him out fishing to get food for you and his poor starving sisters. What happened next?
Do I have to answer?
Just tell the truth, man.
Well, Judas didn't come home till very late. I waited by the fire. I was worried. He was only 8. I was concerned maybe the Romans had detained him for shoplifting again.
A shoplifter. So please the court
But
then.
then he came home. Judas! Judas!
Hi, Mommy.
Oh, Judas! I was so worried.
Look what I got, Mommy. A spinning top.
Judas, did you catch any fish? Your sisters are weeping with hunger.
Weeping, your graceness. Weeping and wailing.
I caught 5 fish, Mommy.
But where are they?
I sold them in the market and bought this spinning top. Look how it spins, Mommy.
Judas Iscariot, I am ashamed of you! Selfish boy, you will come to no good!
But, Mommy,
Now, selfish boy, you will come to no good. Was that your statement at the
He
time?
was only 8.
8 and too late. Nothing further.
Cross.
No thank you.
I'm not asking you.
Mrs. Carey, what happened the next day?
Well, he ran away from home that night, and I searched for him all day. Late in the afternoon, I observed the following.
Hi,
hi, my name is Judas. What's yours?
Matthias of Galilee.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go back home and get your spinning top? And when you get back here with your spinning top, we can play Battle of the Spinning Tops.
I don't have a spinning top.
Oh,
I wish I had a spinning top. All my friends got one except me.
yeah, that's tough. I used to not have one too.
All the kids. They call me Sissy Pants because I don't have a spinning top.
You should ask your mommy to buy you one.
I don't have a mommy.
Ask your daddy then.
I have a daddy, but he's very strict. He doesn't believe in spinning tops, so I can never get one.
Wow.
You probably think I'm a Sissy Pants too.
No, hey man, don't cry.
It's just very hard to get through life without a spinning top, you know?
Hey, you wanna try mine?
For real? Wow, nobody in Galilee has a spinning top like this. This is a wicked cool spinning top, Judas.
I picked it out myself.
Boy, oh boy, your father must really love you to buy you such a most definitely dope spinning top as this.
My father's dead.
What?
Romans killed him.
Yeah, the Romans, they took all their goats, and now we don't have any money, anything. And that's why everything's messed up, and I can't have a spinning top or nothing.
Wow.
Thank you for letting me play with your spinning top, Judas. Maybe someday my daddy will get some more goats, and then I'll come back, and then we can play spinning tops and stuff with you, because that was really fun.
The sad boys started to leave, and then
Hey, wait.
What?
You can have it.
I can have your spinning top?
Yeah, you can have it.
For real? Thank you, Judas.
when people ask me who my son was, I tell them that story.
Thank you, Mrs. Carey. The witness is excused.
No, not so fast. Now, Mrs. Iscariot, your son was picked up by the Roman authorities the very next day on charge of stealing a blind man's staff, correct? A blind man's staff that he later pawned to Omar the baker to purchase cotton candy and a pink and blue spinning top, correct? Is that correct, Mrs. Iscariot?
I don't remember, no.
Speak into the microphone.
There's no microphone.
Yes, that is true. Your Honor, we have reason to believe that the staff deprived blind man in question was later ran over by a rabid Judean camel. Here is the death certificate. No further questions.
Next witness.
The prosecution now calls the incomparable Mother Teresa to the stand.
Name?
Did you say something?
Your name, ma'am?
What?
State your name, ma'am?
Oh, Jess. 10:45, okay?
Yes, mother, over here.
And who are you?
It is I, mother, remember me?
Oh, Jess. Handsome boy, hello.
Yes, how are you today, mother?
Speak louder, boy.
I said, how are you?
What?
I said, how are you?
Judge, bailiff, I believe we do have a hearing device for Mother Teresa.
Bailiff, get the device.
You have the device, ma'am. You have the device, ma'am. Ma'am, put these on.
What?
Okay.
Oh, thank you, sweet girl.
Yes, mother, can you hear me now?
Jess.
How about now?
Jess. You're tricking me now?
Yes, I was tricked.
Bad boy.
Very bad, I am a scoundrel.
Your Honor, if prosecution is truly flirting with the beatified iconic virgin, we could perhaps begin.
Yes. Alpha-Omi contact has been established. We can get started with it now.
Yes, forgive the delay, Your Honor. I was simply enamored to be in her beatific presence. I love Mother Teresa, great one. In Christian Egypt, she's a great star. As a young boy, I used to don a towel and my mother's nightgown and stalk the backstreets of Cairo, looking for dying things to solve and comfort, yes. Mother, I love you. You are the oasis, you are the light.
Do we need to take a moment here, Counselor?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, perhaps we do.
5-minute recess adjourned.
My name is Peter. They got a basilica named after me in Rome, which is ironic because back in the day, if you even said the word Rome in my presence, more than likely, I'd beat you with my stick. I even had a standing rule on my fishing boat that was strictly enforced. Talk about Rome, and your ass can swim home alone. I had to have those kinds of rules because my younger brother Drew and his friends, they like to waste their time talking about overthrowing Rome and the coming of the Messiah instead of focusing on the task at hand. And I'd always be like, look fellas, unless your Messiah is gonna come down right now and help us catch some fish, then you should shut the heck up and put your undivided focus on these damn nets. Then one day, Drew didn't turn up for work. Then he comes running up to me at the end of the day at the shore when I'm bringing the boat back in, talking about, this is Jesus, bro. He's the Messiah. I ain't gonna fish no more. I'm just gonna follow him. And this Jesus, who resembled the Messiah about as much as I resemble a ballerina in a tutu, strides on up to me and says, catch any fish today? And I say, no, I did not catch any fish today. Then he says, take your boat back out to the sea and you're gonna catch some fish. So I took this Jesus out with me, intending to throw his ass overboard. But then he says, cast your nets wide and deep. So I did. And, well, all I can say is, I'm a damn professional commercial fisherman. No one knew the sea and its tides better than me. There weren't no fish out there. Well, turned out that was because they was all in my nets. And then Jesus said to me, follow me and I'll make you a fisher of men. And what I didn't know then was that I would never see the sea again.
My name is Matthew. I was a Jewish tax collector for the empire. My job was to take food out of her mouth and see it shipped off to Rome. Roman tax was exorbitant and non-negotiable. If you had 6 geese, I took 3. If you had a flock of sheep, I took 50%. If you had 1 sheep, I cut the sheep in half. If you had no sheep, I took a child, your child, and had him or her sold into slavery to settle your debt to the emperor. This is not a made-up story. This is history. This is fact. We were a conquered nation and I was a traitor to my people. I was a Jew stealing from Jews. According to our laws, I was a sinner and a traitor. That's who I was.
I hated your ass to look at it.
And I looked at you, Peter, as a dumb, ignorant fisherman.
And I looked at you, Matthew, as something I can't say in mixed company.
I was an asshole.
True that.
I was an asshole, and it was against the law to look me in the eye. But Jesus, he looked me in the eye. He looked me in the eye and he said, "Follow me." And before I knew it, I had. And before we broke bread that night, I was clean again. I was clean.
Follow me, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, absolutely. Forgive the delay. Now, Mother, I will not take much of your time here, and certainly you are in no need of introduction.
I don't mind.
Very well then. Mother Teresa, you are soon to be canonized saint and a recipient of the Nobel Prize for Peace. You are from Albania, which tells me you know how to handle a fire, but yet, from the age of 12, you desire to serve God. At 18, you joined the covenant, and at 21, you left for the slums of Calcutta and soon after began ministering to the sick and dying, which you did with love, mercy, generosity, and grace until the day you died, correct?
Yes.
Ah, yes, absolutely, yes, Mother. Now, I call you here today for a special purpose.
And what is that?
Yes, I'm coming to it. Now, Mother, your life and subsequent canonization suggest to me that you know a thing or two about God and the life of the Spirit, correct?
I know what I know. What do you want to know?
Yes, Mother. Now, is there a hell?
I hope not, but I think so.
Judas Iscariot, he is in hell, yes?
Well, we can't never know for sure, but it doesn't look good.
But, Mother, shouldn't we feel sorry for people in hell?
Very sorry, Jess.
Does God feel sorry for people in hell?
More sorry than us, Jess.
But if God feels so sorry, why not bring the damned upstairs? 3 hots in a cot, yes? Surely God has that power.
Boy, God can lead us anywhere, but you know sometimes the people, they don't want to go. And if the people don't want to go, then what are we going to do?
But surely these people do not prefer to go to hell, do they?
You'd be surprised. Do you know what despair is, boy?
Illuminate me, Mother.
I will tell you what Thomas Merton, who was a very handsome boy like you, I will tell you what that boy had to say about despair. You may not know this, but I, at one time in my life, suffered a great spiritual darkness.
Oh, not you,
Right
Mother.
now, boy. Yes! For many, many years, I experienced a terrible pain of loss, of God not wanting me, of God not being God, and of God not really existing. One day, I confided my feelings to my friend, an Irish nun, Sister Glenna, and she quoted to me Thomas Merton on the subject of despair. She said, despair is the ultimate development of a pride so great and so stiff-necked that it selects the absolute misery of damnation rather than accept happiness from the hands of God, thereby acknowledge that He is above us and that we are not capable of fulfilling our destinies by ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I think I see.
Judas, he succumbed to despair. The music of God's love and grace kept playing, but he made himself hard of hearing. Like me now, without this earphone device, I cannot hear anything. Judas, he threw his earphones away, and that is very sad, but that is what he chose, and that is what happened.
But, Mother, couldn't have God just simply obtained a megaphone and shouted instructions into Judas's ear?
Boy, one must participate in one's own salvation. In order to hear, one must be willing to listen. When you turn off God, you're saying, I know better than you. No good, boy, no good.
No good indeed. Ah, Mother, you're a ravishing delight, and I thank you for your astute and expert testimony.
Cross.
Mother Teresa, upon receiving your Nobel Prize, did you say the world quote, the biggest obstacle to global peace in the world today is abortion?
Jess, I said that.
Do you actually believe that?
Jess, I do.
You accepted large cash donations from the Duvalier family in Haiti, correct?
Jess,
Duvalier being a dictator who murdered and stole from his people.
he gave, I took.
Blood money.
No, cashier's check.
You also took money from Charles Keating, savings and loan scam artist who robbed American citizens of billions of dollars.
For the poor I took it. If you got $5, I take from you too.
You opposed the Vatican II reforms, which, among other things, called for a long overdue official condemnation of anti-Semitism as it relates to the death of Christ. Did you oppose Vatican II, Mother Teresa?
Yes.
You blamed the wars of the world on abortion, took blood money from murderers and thieves, and opposed taking a stance against anti-Semitism. I'm having trouble understanding why we are supposed to consider you an expert on anything related to spirit.
Oh, Jess.
Yes.
Then maybe you better figure it out.
I've had 2 abortions, Mother Teresa. What do you think about that?
I will pray for you and your children.
I don't have any children.
Well, not anymore. And that's terrible.
Mother Teresa, if abortion's so terrible, then how come I'm not in hell?
I don't know. Did anybody tell you weren't?
Must be nice to have all the answers.
Must be hard to only have questions.
Well, I can live with my questions, Mother Teresa. But if you can live with those answers, then with all due respect, I'd say your place is not in heaven with the saints, but with the rest of the dinosaurs living in Stone Age. Nothing further.
Ah, Mother, I wonder if you would join me in thinking just who the hell Defense Council thinks she's speaking like that to?
It's okay, boy. Everybody wants to say something,
Yes,
and nobody wants to listen to anything.
that is true. And on that well-struck note, let us go back and address some of the outlandish
I
claims.
go now.
But I'm not finished.
I go now.
As you wish, Mother. And I think we should all emblazon in our memories of...
Maybe give this earphone device to the girl. Then maybe this way, the girl is going to hear something that will make her head not hurt anymore.
There's nothing wrong with my head. Stand down. Next witness.
The defense calls Simon the Zealot to the stand, Your Honor.
Name Simon the Zealot.
You were one of the 12 apostles, Simon, correct?
Yes.
And you were a zealot.
Yes.
Was Judas Iscariot a zealot?
Well, he didn't go to the meetings or nothing, but he was pretty much a zealot if you ask me.
Zealots being Jews, seeking an end to the violent oppression of the Roman occupation, correct?
Actually, not exactly, no.
Are you saying zealots were in favor of the occupation?
Not at all. We hated the Romans. Absolutely, we wanted their pagan asses to go running and bloody. But we were also opposed to any Gentiles in Palestine, Greek, Roman, whoever. What we zealots were really about was promoting a strict adherence to the Mosaic law.
Mosaic law being?
The law of Moses, the Torah. That was the whole background there, miss. Get rid of the bad seeds and unite the people under the holy law of God. Basically, we were the street versions of Caiaphas the Elder, except we had knives and shit, and we thought Caiaphas was soft.
Soft how?
With the Romans, he was a bit of a politician, you know.
And what was life like under Roman rule?
Where are you from, miss?
New York.
Okay, imagine New York was taken over by like violent devil-worshipping cannibals who spit on your laws, stole all your money, took your women and children as slaves, and put giant swastikas on all your bridges, tunnels, libraries, and civic institutions. And anybody that complained about it got nailed naked to a piece of wood in Times Square, left to be eaten by rats and shit on by pigeons until the weight of their body asphyxiated them to death. That's what it was like.
And you thought Jesus was going to change that, didn't you?
We all did.
Change it how?
Throw them out. That's what the Messiah was supposed to do.
But he didn't do that, did he?
No.
And yet, he was capable of it, wasn't he? You saw him perform miracles, raise people from the dead.
It was a bit of a conundrum, yes.
Were you at the disturbance at the temple, Simon?
Yes.
What did you think about that?
You kidding? I loved it. Judas too. We all did. We thought it was on, you know.
On meaning?
The beginning of the revolution.
But it wasn't, was it?
Nope.
What happened after the riot at the temple?
Jesus had us all retreat to this house and he was like, I'm going to die soon, so let's just chill.
Must be very disappointing.
It was confusing. I mean, whack that shit, man. 1 minute Jesus is beating infidels down and I'm talking fists and whips. Jesus was whipping ass, knocking out teeth, screaming he's gonna tear down the temple. The next minute, he's all passive. And we were all like, we invested 3 years in this guy, now he's just going to lay down? Didn't seem to make any sense.
Simon, why do you think Judas turned Jesus into the authorities?
Personally, I think Judas was trying to throw Jesus into the deep end of the pool, make him swim.
Judas was testing Jesus?
Not testing, because we all knew Jesus had mad skills to pass the test.
What then?
Listen, me and Judas, we were pretty tight on account of our politics and whatnot. What I believe is this. I think Judas knew if the Romans grabbed that Jesus would have to act. Meaning act, get it on and start kicking ass like he was supposed to. Emancipation was our birthright, and that's what the Messiah was there for. I think personally that Judas did what he did to help Jesus realize his destiny and fulfill his mission.
Judas tried to help Jesus.
I believe so, yes.
Thank you, Simon.
So, Judas was a helper, eh?
Yes.
Just there to lend the helping hand, yes?
Yes.
Yes, I think you are correct, zealous one. Because for me, I know that if my best friend were to sell me out and betray me for all of quarters, causing me to be beaten, whipped, gouged and mangled, then strung up and left to be baked under the hot Judean sun, till I resembled a shriveled up bearded sausage. Why yes, my first thought, as I guessed for air and bled to that, would be that Judas. What a helpful guy. I must remember to send him the thank you note. Simon the Zealot. Let's talk Turkey. Judas was your friend, yes?
Yes.
You thought the same way, yes?
Yes.
Shared the same opinions?
Yes.
Had the same beliefs?
Yes.
Wanted the same things?
Yes.
Wanted them desperately?
Yes.
So why then, Zealot, did you not do like Judas did? If you believed what you believed and thought what you thought, why did you not join Judas or turn Jesus in on your own? Can you explain me this?
I don't know.
Protecting a friend. That is admirable indeed. Now, Zealot, Jesus never said his mission on earth as Messiah was to overthrow Rome, did he?
No, he never did.
But you wanted it to be the mission. You even thought it was the mission, but it wasn't really the mission, was it?
I guess not.
So how come, zealous one, you came to understand that violence wasn't part of Jesus' mission, but Judas never did?
I couldn't say.
Answer me this, Zealot. What was your inner life like before you met Jesus of Nazareth? And I don't think I need to advise you to be honest here, do I?
No, I was consumed with anger. Jesus, he saved my life.
Man of zeal. Final question. Do you believe, as the Bible says, that God made man in his own image?
I do.
Of course you do, zealous friend. And there lies the answer to one of my previous questions. The difference, I posit, between you and Judas Iscariot is that you accepted that you were made in God's image. Whereas Judas, he sought to create God into his own image. God as earthly avenger, which wasn't God's way. And even though you were scared, zealot, and even though you were confused, hurt, and angry, still you chose to obey God, no?
I guess I got lucky.
Lucky indeed. Simon the Zealot, there is something beautiful about you, and that is your modesty. You're a God-fearing man. Go now, be free.
Jesus never proclaimed himself to be God, Simon, correct?
No, he never did.
And what did he say to Judas at the Last Supper?
He said, do what you gotta do.
Sounds like Jesus approved.
Maybe.
But if you were Judas, Simon, and doing what you had to do, ended up getting thrown into despair, hanging from a tree, then sent to hell to live in misery and infamy in perpetuity. If you were Judas, wouldn't you have kind of wished that Jesus had maybe said something else instead?
Yes, counselor, I very much would have.
Wouldn't it make you feel like you got fucked?
Objection, language. A foul mouth is a dirty bird.
I withdraw the question. I would have felt like you said, though.
Next witness.
Yes, most reverend Senora, the prosecution now conjures Satan, prince of darkness, to the stand.
Name.
Fabiana Aziza Cunningham, that right?
Lou.
I've been keeping the light on for you, Cunningham.
Come on now, Lou. Why don't you take your seat and we can get started with it?
You never change, Francis, do you?
Well, I suppose I don't.
I like that about you. Now say, how's Will doing? And the girls?
I wouldn't know. Now, sit your ass down, please.
I'm sorry, of course. Fire away. My apologies.
Let's proceed, Alfiomi, proceed.
Ah, yes. How are you today, Satan?
Long nights, but no regrets.
Up late partying with the decadent and the debauched?
Oh God, does it show?
Oh, no, not at all.
I'll tell you, I could barely make it through Pilates this morning.
Really, but you look very good, Satan. Sincerely, really, you have an excellent physique.
Thank you. So do you.
Yes, I make exercise. So, no horns and tail today, Prince of Evil?
No.
At the dry cleaners, I suppose.
Yes.
I must say, claimer of the damned, your candor is quite refreshing.
As is yours.
Ah, thank you. Oh, your jacket, Satan. Really, it is smart.
You like it?
Ah, beautiful, really. Armand?
Prada.
Ah, yes. Prada. Elegant, very. And your trousers, they are Prada too.
Yes.
Yes, they have a lovely sheen. So, let's begin then, shall we?
I am at your service.
I appreciate that.
And I appreciate your appreciation.
So, Dark One, tell me, did you have any conversations with Judas Iscariot prior to selling out of Jesus Christ?
No, I did not.
Are you sure about that?
Quite sure, yes.
Never entered into him, as I believe St. Luke's Gospel puts it.
No.
And you are more or less sure about that?
If I had entered Judas Iscariot, believe me, he would have felt my considerable presence, if you know what I mean.
Ah, yes, I heard the rumors. So, would it be safe to say then that the devil didn't make him do it?
Absolutely. Unless, of course, there's some other devil running around that I don't know about.
How very funny, Satan. Really, you are quite charming. But let us be quite clear here. You did nothing, Satan. Nothing to sway Judas Iscariot towards selling out Jesus of Nazareth, did you?
No.
Not even a tiny nudge.
Honestly, he didn't require nudging. Judas was a gimme. It happens like that sometimes.
Yes, a gimmick, a bad seed.
Yes.
So, how about after he did the deadly deed? Did you speak with the Savior betrayer then?
I spoke to him, yeah.
Care to share?
Not a problem. I appeared to Mr. Iscariot at Bathsheba's Bar and Grill shortly after the night in question. I was actually in town for a guy named Abdulmazi Hatton, but he never showed up. When I encountered Mr. Iscariot, he appeared to have taken full advantage of the happy hour. Hello, friend. How are you this evening?
How am I this evening? What are you, man? The major thief?
I'm Lou.
Yeah? Well, why don't you get the hell out of here and leave me alone then?
Fine, I will.
Hey, where are you going?
It seems like you prefer to be alone.
What are you saying? Why would I prefer that? I look like some kind of lone wolf? Like a piranha?
Do you mean pariah?
I mean what I mean. I'm Judas. Judas Iscariot. Maybe you heard of me.
Nah, man. I'm from out of town.
You never heard of me?
Nope.
You don't get around much, do you? Bartender, more drink for me and my buddy Lou here.
He was so drunk, he didn't even notice my unmistakably satanic stench.
Hey man, if I told you something perhaps a little corny, would you think that I was like a jerk?
Not at all.
Okay, I'm kinda mildly afraid of going to hell.
Why?
Minor incident last night. A miscalculation on my part, nothing serious.
One thing I can tell you about hell, as an eternal destination, it's apparently vastly underrated.
Yeah?
And hell is nothing more than the absence of God, which, if you're looking for a good time, is not at all a bad thing. You want to play the lute? That's what heaven's for. You want to rock? Apparently hell's the venue.
Are there like girls down there?
Not many, but I hear they import them from developing nations on the weekends. But hey, I wouldn't worry about going to hell.
Even if I did something perhaps a little controversial?
God understands.
Yeah, but don't choices have, like, consequences?
Come on, you really think we have a choice?
Well, don't we?
Like Job, the guy from the old days, you think he had a choice? Don't you think if Job had a choice, he would have been like, okay God, enough, I get the freaking point.
Yeah, but Job did say that.
Yes, he did. And what happened next to this? God kept on bringing more.
Yeah, I guess, but say... Yeah, never mind.
What?
Not important.
Come on.
Okay. Well, say, what if someone were to betray, for example, the Messiah?
You mean the Messiah?
Yeah, say some idiot had a choice to either betray the Messiah or not to betray him, and he chose to betray him.
Gee, I couldn't say. What do you think?
I'd say the guy's cooked, right?
I really couldn't say.
Come on, Lou, I'm just asking.
Well, since you asked, I would say that if this guy we're talking about...
This is just some hypothetical.
Right. I would say that if this clown we're talking about betrayed the Messiah, that probably it would have been better for that man if he had never been born.
Never been born?
Hey, you asked.
That's heavy, man.
Let's have another round here. You alright, man?
I haven't been with a woman for 3 years. Can you believe that? A guy like me? I wasted my prime, man. And I wasted my prime after my prime.
I think you'll probably get lucky tonight, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I want another drink. Tonight, man. I'm gonna drink this bar.
Hey, Judas, let me ask you something. Who's this Jesus of Nazareth guy I've been hearing about?
Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah, I heard he's some kind of somebody.
Some kind of somebody.
That's what I heard.
Ah, screw that guy, man.
Screw that guy. Your Honor, nothing further.
Cross.
Not at this time.
Lou, stick around.
I know the
Your
drill.
glasses. Meal break, 15 minutes.
Fabiola, free for lunch?
I'm not hungry.
Whoa.
Hello, everyone. This is Mary Max. She's the only person I let hang with me up in heaven. Tell them what you got to say.
My name is Mary of Magdala. I was a disciple of Jesus. I was present at the crucifixion. And also, I was the first person he appeared to after the resurrection.
She's got clapped.
I was one of the founders of the Christian faith, and I was known for my ability, in times of difficulty, to be able to turn the hearts of the apostles towards the good.
The good.
Some people think I was a whore.
Misogynist.
Other people think Jesus was my husband. I was not a whore. I was an unmarried woman in a town of ill repute.
Ill repute.
And also, I was not the wife of Jesus either.
Still love you.
But I'm pretty sure that I was his best friend. We shared an intimacy that I cannot put to words except to say that we saw into each other's hearts and were in love with what we found.
Wow.
I also knew Judas Iscariot very well. Out of the 12, he was the most moody and the most impetuous, and yet he was my favorite. And in some ways, I think he was Jesus' favorite too. Judas was almost an alter ego to Jesus. He was the shadow to Jesus' light. He was the sour to the sweet and the cool to the warm. They often walked together, often arguing. No one could get a rise out of Jesus like Judas could. I can remember times when Jesus emerged from an argument with Judas positively furious, and he would tell me what they had been fighting about. But inevitably, he would end up staring into space and sighing, smiling. So, I think that if someone were to say that Judas was almost good for Jesus, that they would not be mistaken.
Not mistaken.
When I think of Judas, my heart breaks.
But Mary Max, if you are all eternal, and if human life is 1 in a billion, do you honestly believe that God could abandon any guy so soon in the journey?
I don't know. Jesus never talks about it. That's so I know his heart hurts worse than mine.
Next witness.
Defense calls Sigmund Freud, Your Honor. Name?
Dr. Sigmund Shlomo Freud.
Dr. Freud. Would it be accurate to say that you qualify as an expert in the field of modern psychiatry?
Fräulein, I am modern psychiatry.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is boasting.
Overruled.
But a boaster, Your Eminence, is distasteful.
Sit down.
Yes, I shall obey you, Your Grace. But let the record reflect that prosecution has grave reservations about this man's alleged so-called expertise in psychiatry.
Perhaps you should read the standard edition of the complete psychological works of Sigmund Freud, volumes 1 to 24.
Oh, yes, right, of course I.
Dr. Freud, you are in fact the founder of psychoanalysis, correct?
I am.
You maintained a private practice in the field of modern psychiatry for nearly half a century.
Correct.
You were on the cover of Time magazine, an issue dedicated to the greatest scientific minds of 20th century.
I was.
Are you familiar with the case history of one Judas Iscariot?
Most certainly.
In your opinion, Dr. Freud, can a suicide victim be pre-certified as psychotic?
Without question, man's instinct for self-preservation is his most supple and reflexive muscle. When that muscle fails, it is because his mind has failed. A decision to take one's own life can only be precipitated as a failure of the mind, an irrational rebellion against man's most basic instinct to endure and live. Therefore, yes, the victim of suicide must be pre-certified as indeed psychotic.
And are psychotics responsible for their actions?
No, they're not. For example, say, I have influenza. As a result of my bad influenza, I sneeze rudely, but involuntarily in your face. The next day, you wake up with the same flu. Did I cause your flu? No. My flu caused your flu. I only sneezed because I was sick.
In your opinion, Dr. Freud, does Judas Iscariot belong in hell?
No, he does not.
Explain.
Suicide is a direct sign of mental illness.
But did he become mentally ill after allegedly betraying Jesus of Nazareth? Or was he mentally ill to begin with?
Programmed, yes.
And what would you say to people who would say that Judas brought about his own mental illness by betraying Jesus and getting him crucified?
I would say this. Number 1, you cannot conjure or bring about mental illness. Number 2, any God who punishes the mentally ill is not worth worshipping. And number 3, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. The person who could have prevented this tragedy was Jesus, not Judas. He chose not.
But isn't Judas responsible because he did what he did of his own free will?
Fräulein, I once had a suicidal patient leap through my 4th floor window to her death. She exercised her free will. Did I charge her for the broken window? Of course not. My friend, Winston Churchill, who provided the safe haven from the Nazis in 1938, likes to say, the price of greatness is responsibility. I believe firmly in taking responsibility. So, after the unfortunate woman's death, I exercise responsibility for my greatness by moving my office to the ground floor. I should think I would have done the same.
Your witness.
So, Herr Doctor, I must say I'm quite intimidated to be in the presence of such greatness. After all, you're a genius, correct?
Correct.
An expert.
Yes.
A big, remarkable brain. A little tired, are we, doctor? Perhaps a kilo or two of fine-grade Bolivian flake would restore your pain.
Excuse me?
Cocaine, doctor. Blow, flake, rock.
What?
Over a 12-year span, you consumed cocaine massive in quantities, correct?
As part of my research, yes.
Ah, research, yes. And after 12 years of round-the-clock research, you finally came to the conclusion that ingesting staggering amounts of powder up your nose was perhaps unhealthy.
I was trying to determine its medicinal value.
Is that your real nose?
Your mother denied you her breast, didn't she?
I'll ask you to let me ask the questions, Dr. Freud.
Freud!
Ah, right, Freud. Of course, forgive me. I just made a huge slip, didn't I? Anyways, final question, Mr. Expert Genius Dr. Freud. You were an avowed atheist all your life, correct?
Correct.
And then you died and found out what?
I experienced anti-Semitism as a child. It prejudiced me against all religion.
Einstein experienced prejudice, but he wasn't wrong like you, was he?
Intelligence and faith are two different things.
Are they, doctor? Because if you ask me, you can't have one without the other. But of course, who am I to speak? I'm not a brilliant genius expert like you, am I?
I had a wonderful, vibrant mind, and my intellectual curiosity was boundless.
Go blow your nose, doctor. You are excused.
Next witness.
Prosecution now calls Caiaphas the Elder, high priest of the Sanhedrin, to the stand.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time, I must excuse myself from these proceedings until such time as said witness has concluded testimony. Well, before his ascension into the lap of the Lord, Caiaphas the Elder and I were partners in a successful chain of kosher pizza parlors in East Purgatory. For that reason, I must step down. Bailiff, get your face over here, put on the glasses, and adjudicate. Pronto, proceed.
Fabiana, may I borrow a pen?
Only if I can shove it in your eye.
How can I prove my sincerity to you, Fabiana? Even though you're always here and I'm always here, still, I think of you when you aren't here, even though you always are.
Next witness.
Yes, I obey. Later we shall discuss. So, Juliana's the bailiff, correct? May I call you Juliana?
Yeah.
How about you?
Okay.
So, Wise J, tell me, shall we commence?
That'd be good.
Wise J, prosecution calls Caiaphas the Elder. Yes, Caiaphas the Elder, high priest of the Sanhedrin. Hello to you.
Hello.
Shalom, as it were.
Shalom.
Yes, now, perhaps before we begin, Caiaphas the Elder, you can clear this thing up for us. Now, is it a Caiaphas the Younger?
No.
And yet, you are the Elder.
Yes.
I see. So, Caiaphas the Elder, it says in the Bible that Judas Iscariot made an approach to you, a dark and nefarious approach, to offer up the location of Jesus of Nazareth, and so in fact turn him into you and the authorities, correct?
Correct.
So, Caiaphas the Elder, are you saying that it was Judas Iscariot who approached you and not the other way around?
Yes.
Because I saw in a film once, Caiaphas, where it was you who approached him.
It was Judas Iscariot who approached me at the temple, not the other way around.
Yes, but still, even though your statement is indeed confirmed by all four Gospels, I must ask you again. Caiaphas the Elder, did you approach Judas Iscariot about betraying his leader and Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth?
I did not.
Why not? Jesus was a big headache to you, no? You were legitimately concerned that the tomfoolery of Jesus would lead to an uprising and a resulting crushing Roman massacre of your Jewish people in retribution, weren't you?
I was.
So, why not go and touch someone, Caiaphas?
Are you asking me why I didn't try to approach one of the apostles initially?
Yes.
Well, I didn't think it would work.
Why not?
There's no rabbinical saying, let them kill you, but do not cross the line. Now, during my 18-year reign as guardian of the temple, I have dealt with countless messiahs, zealots, rebels, and fanatical believers. And my experience in these matters have taught me they get killed, yes, but as a rule, they do not cross the line.
Yes, cross the line. This means what?
To betray your ideals, your conscience, the law.
Judas crossed the line, didn't he?
He did.
He betrayed the ideal in betraying Jesus, the rabbinical ideal. He crossed the line.
Yes.
Now, do you admire that?
No, I do not.
Why not? We all cross the lines sometimes, don't we?
Yes, we are all capable of crossing the line. Thankfully, we do not all do it.
But really, Caiaphas the Elder, what's the big deal? You cross a line, so what, just throw yourself another, no?
No, not correct.
Why not?
The line comes from God. We do not create it, and thus it is not ours to modify. It is only ours to obey or betray it.
I see. So, when Pontius Pilate first arrived in Judea, he visited you in the temple, correct?
Correct.
And as a show of his force and might, he attempted to place symbols of Rome in the temple, which was to your people a great desecration of your holy place of worship, correct?
Yes, correct.
So, when you saw Pilate attempting this, what did you do?
I told him that he must remove the pagan symbols.
And what did he say?
I believe the gist of his reply was, "Well, what are you going to do about it?"
And what did you do?
I knelt before him.
And begged for mercy?
No.
Groveled for forgiveness?
No. I removed my headdress, bared my throat to him, and bade him slit it.
Yes, in other words, you let him kill you, but you did not cross the line.
I guess so, yes.
Judas crossed it though, didn't he?
He did.
And by the way, what was the result of your standoff with Pilate regarding the sanctity of the temple?
Pilate backed off.
He didn't put up the pagan symbols, did he?
No.
You held the line.
Yes.
Your integrity castrated him, didn't it? His little Roman bows rolling down the temple hill like withered purple grapes, yes?
I have no response to that.
Yes. A final question. It has been said that in Western culture, the most prized virtue is honesty. But in Eastern culture, which would include Judea at the time, the most prized virtue was and is loyalty. Do you agree with this hypothesis?
Counselor, there are 613 sacred laws in our Torah. Complying with these laws require honesty and loyalty. But the most important requirement of the law is obedience to it. That is what is most prized.
Yes, fair enough. But in your opinion, was Judas Iscariot loyal?
Obviously not.
Was he honest?
No.
Was Judas obedient?
To his own will and desires? Yes, I believe that he was.
Yes. And to serve those wills and desires, he crossed the line, didn't he?
He served a necessary purpose, but as a fellow Jew, I must confess, he disgusted me.
Caiaphas the Elder, I think. And I must add, you are much more handsome in person than when they portray you in the silver screen.
That was an extremely powerful and prestigious position in Judea, correct?
Yes, my position was very important. As high priest, I maintained the sacred laws, the safety of the populace, and our tradition.
Caiaphas, you stated to the prosecution that Judas Iscariot crossed the line and that he disgusted you. Well, can you help me out here, because I'm a little confused. Judas Iscariot handed Jesus of Nazareth over to you, correct?
Correct.
You then handed him over to Pontius Pilate.
I did.
So, what exactly is the difference between you and Judas Iscariot? Because unless I'm missing something here, I fail to see it.
Between me and Judas, big difference.
Caiaphas, you are a rabbi and a Jew. Jesus was a rabbi and a Jew. Is it not crossing the line for one rabbi to hand over another rabbi to be killed by pagans?
Jesus was a blaspheming and seditious rabbi, and I did not know for sure that he would be killed.
But the penalty for sedition was crucifixion.
That was the Roman charge, not mine.
Yes, your charge was blasphemy. And what was the penalty for that?
Your Honor, I will not sit here and be blamed for the death of Christ yet again.
No one's blaming you for the death of Christ, Caiaphas. I'm simply asking you a question. What was the penalty for blasphemy?
Stoning, followed by hanging.
So then how can you sit here and pretend that you didn't know for sure that Jesus would be killed?
Jesus could have easily saved himself.
Saved himself how?
By retracting his blasphemous claims. He broke the laws that came from God. He violated the laws of Moses. He consorted with the unclean and women and prostitutes. He performed miracles on the Sabbath. He proclaimed himself Messiah. He forgave sin. Who was he to forgive sin? Only God can do that. If that's not crossing the line, then I don't know what is.
Jesus was fulfilling your Old Testament prophecies of Isaiah to the letter.
He was also fulfilling the prophecies in Deuteronomy, which warned against false messiahs and marvel workers.
And yet, Judas Iscariot, who came forward in the face of this great threat, was in your eyes not a patriot, but a traitor, A traitor who, in your words, disgusted you. Why is that, Caiaphas?
Because he handed Jesus over for money.
And why did you hand Jesus over?
The words and deeds of Jesus were leading towards rebellion, and the price of rebellion under Roman rule was a bloodbath, a massacre, counselor. So I determined that it were better to have one man dead than 1,000. That's why.
So you were looking out for the common Jewish men, correct?
I was.
Were you a common Jewish man, Caiaphas?
In the eyes of God, we are all the same.
How about in the eyes of a common Jewish man? You were seen as an aristocrat, weren't you?
I came from wealth.
Would you say that you were popular with the common Jewish men?
My job was a sacred one, not a popularity contest.
The high temple taxes that you inflicted on your people, would you say that made you more popular or less popular?
Objection, Your Honor. She's badgering.
Sustained. The purification pools outside the temple were not free either, were they now?
No, I'll answer. The laws were the laws, and the rates were the rates.
And did you have a sliding scale for the poor?
No.
So the poor, who made up a large percentage of the common Jewish men at the time, remained impure and unclean and were denied the right of worship.
You made your point.
Did God appoint you high priest?
It was with God's blessing.
It was with Rome's blessing, Caiaphas. You were appointed by Rome, and at the end of the day, that's who you had to answer to, and that's who you were required to be popular with.
I belong to God, not Rome. My job was to uphold the 613 sacred laws and to protect my temple and my people, and that's what I did.
And was not Jesus one of your people? Whether he was a Messiah or a crazy man, was he not one of your own? And was it not considered the height of treachery to betray Jewish blood to your oppressors? Come on, Caiaphas, tell us that it did not prick your conscience to turn Jesus, a fellow Jew, over to Romans. Tell us that handing over a fellow rabbi did not violate your sense of crossing the line or your knowledge of the law. Tell us that at the end of the day, there was a difference in the eyes of God between what you did and what Judas did. This is purgatory, Caiaphas. I've got all day.
In terms of results, no difference.
How about in terms of follow-through? Judas recanted. He tried to return the money, did he not?
He did.
And did you, Caiaphas, do anything at all to prevent Jesus' death?
No.
And therein lies the great difference between you and Judas Iscariot, does it not? And if what you said about Judas is true, Caiaphas, then I wonder how you must have felt about yourself.
Well, that was between me and God.
Well, for your sake, I shall hope that your God has more forward-thinking attitude than Judas Iscariot does. Nothing further.
Caiaphas the elder. Judas approached you, didn't he?
Yes.
He didn't have to approach you, did he?
No.
And yet he did.
Yes.
Of his own free will.
Yes.
And accepted payment for his betrayal.
Yes.
Payment, he did not say. Caiaphas the elder. Put the money away, mister. This one's on the house, did he?
Right.
Caiaphas, I think we all realize the precarious position you were in, trying to protect your citizens from Roman reprisal.
And it makes you feel good to say that, doesn't it? After 2,000 years of persecution and vilification, you guys finally get around to saying, hey, we know it wasn't you and your people's fault. Is that it?
No, Caiaphas, I was only trying to...
Win your case, right? I'll tell you what. You people call me, I come. You question, I answer. But please, never say that you realize the position I was in, because you have no idea. And never try to excuse or forgive me, because I'm not interested in your forgiveness. God's forgiveness, that interests me. Yours, I could care less. Why? Because you have no idea. The people who need forgiving, the people who made up and spread the lies and exaggerations that led to hatred and violence for the past 2,000 years, they're the ones who need forgiving. And not by you, but by me. Me and my people. It's the writers of the gospel who need forgiveness. Not me. No, sir. I know what it is to suffer. Do you? I don't think so. I'm done. My best to Francis.
Ah, you are very handsome, Caiaphas.
My name is Thomas. At the Last Supper, I was the first one to say that I would die for Jesus. And then I was also the first one to run away when the Romans came and arrested him. And then when Jesus resurrected himself, I was also the guy who said that I wouldn't believe he was who he said he was unless I could see with my own eyes the holes in his hands and personally inspect them and touch them, as if I was some qualified medical examiner. But the thing of it was, Jesus showed them to me. And not only that, he let me touch them. He gave me proof. I had no faith, and he gave it to me for free. I don't know why I got the benefit of my doubt, but Judas didn't get any help with his. And I'm not even saying this because I liked the guy, because personally, I thought Judas was a bit of a jerk-off. He was the kind of guy, at least with me, where 1 minute he's your friend, and the next minute he's making fun of you in front of everybody. He used to like to say that the reason why Jesus had to do the miracle of the loaves and the fishes was because I ate all the food when no one was looking. Stuff like that. But then other times, he could be real nice. Like one time we were partnered together to go into town to heal people and cast out demons. And well, I had some problems that day. Everyone I try to heal started to get worse. In fact, this one lady I almost blinded, and this other guy started going into convulsions. But Judas fixed it. He healed them, and that tells me his faith was genuine. And when we got back to camp that night, he didn't tell anyone how I messed up. In fact, he said I did a good job, and I appreciated it. I knew that Jesus knew it was bullshit, but I appreciated the gesture. And the thing is, Judas was a dick, but he wasn't shallow or petty. He wasn't the best, but he was far from the worst. Jesus liked him a lot, in fact. He was right up there in the top 3 with Mary Magdalene and Peter, who, by the way, could also be a dick sometimes too. The trick with Peter was never talk about fish. The guy was crazy for fish. Say something wrong about a fish and forget about it. The guy would go crazy. Anyway, some people say that Judas did what he did because he was greedy. Personally, I think that's bullshit. The guy wasn't wandering around the desert for 3 years with Jesus and a bunch of ragamuffins like us because he was looking to get rich. Others say that the devil got into him. Again, bullshit. Judas was loyal to a fault, obsessively loyal even. He would have taken on the devil and his entire army if he had to. Others say that Judas did it because he knew the ship was sinking and he wanted to have a nut to have something to fall back on. Listen, Judas was not a fallback guy. He was 100% fall forward. And to me, that deserves some consideration. I was not fall forward, not by a long shot. And neither were most of the others. Judas was a dick, but he deserved better. Just one saint's opinion.
Right, where were we? Next witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense would like to introduce Exhibit A14, ancient surveillance footage of an event that occurred less than 24 hours after Jesus' arrest. Lights, please.
I'm gonna kick your ass. How you gonna see that ass? He gonna kick it 2 times. Yo, what pilot sees this guy's ass? He gonna be like, Centurion, it's time to go fast. He gonna rape your wives. He gonna take your cattle. He gonna kick your cattle's ass too. And your sheep and your lambs.
Soldiers, what's all this damn noise about?
All hail Pontius Pilate. Hail, hail, hail!
Is there a problem here?
Judas is trying to recant.
Hold up a minute. Who?
Judas Iscariot, from the Jesus of Nazareth crew.
That thinking guy right there.
He's innocent. paid you 30 pieces of silver. Now that's 4 months' wages. That ain't no chicken feed.
I made a mistake. Please, please. You don't understand, man.
I understand perfectly. You stole at your brother. Now you feel guilty. So you're trying to come in here talking about, it was sorry. I kissed the wrong guy. But we are Romans, man. Romans don't dance that soft.
I'm recanting.
You can't recant it. Hey, fellas, remember the last time I strolled up in here talking about I recant? Believe me, J. Crew, don't want to do that. What you need to do is relax, brother. Take the wifey to a puppet show or something. This is nothing but a little PR opportunity before the holidays. That's all.
But he's innocent. Please, please.
Hey, now, listen, Judas. We don't give a damn about Jesus. He's just a guy who talks a lot of shit. Everybody talks shit. Even Abenos talk a little shit once in a while. Thing is, we aren't trying to lay down no heavy charge on that Nazareth boy. We're just gonna beat down his ass a little, make them Sanhedrin happy, so that we can all live in peace. I mean, don't you want to live in peace, Judas? Ain't that what it's all about? I mean, after all, brother, ain't like we're looking to crucify the guy.
Defense calls Pontius Pilate.
I object.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that it is objectionable.
Overruled.
Pontius Pilate.
That's right, baby.
But are you licensed pilot?
Tayomi, sit down.
Pontius Pilate, Judas came down to your tent to recant his testimony, correct?
On the advice of counsel, I cite my right to plead the Fifth Amendment.
You then told Judas that Jesus was only going to receive a beatdown, correct?
On the advice of counsel, I cite my right to plead the Fifth Amendment.
You bear responsibility for the death of Jesus Christ, not Judas Iscariot, but you, correct?
On the advice of counsel, blah, blah, blah. Your Honor, I got a 2 p.m. tea time. Can I just go now?
Pontius, this won't take long. Come on.
Judas begged you on bended knee to take the money and release Jesus, and you refused to. Do you deny that?
Hey, if I had messed up as bad as him, I would have also tried.
So you admit that Judas did try?
No, I do not admit that. Did you hear me admit that?
We all know what happened to Pilate. We just heard the tape.
Ain't nothing on that so-called tape implicates me of doing anything but trying to find a peacefully, non-lethal solution to a potential problem.
Right. Mr. Pilate, you were the 5th prefect of Judea, correct?
Correct.
A prefect being what?
Governor, also known as procurator. My official title was hegemon.
Hegemon?
Translated from the Greek, it means excellency.
I see. And you governed over Judea from 26 to 36 AD, correct?
Longest 10 years of my life.
Why do you say that?
You ever been to Judea, Missy? It ain't Paris, France, believe that.
I see.
Yeah, that Moses must have read the map backwards or misplaced his bifocals or something. Cause if that was the promised land, shit, them Jews should have held out for a better promise.
You didn't care for Judea much.
Care for it? Armpit of the empire, if you ask me. Hot, dirty, dusty, flies are everywhere, complete lack of culture and amusements. Augustus ordered me to keep the peace there, so I obeyed my emperor and did my duty.
And kept the peace.
Pax Romana, baby, that's right, prime directive.
And under your rule, how was the peace kept in Judea?
By any means necessary.
Violently?
Violently or otherwise, they were free to have it any way they wanted.
Your tenure as governor of Rome was known for its repeated executions without trial, wanton injustices, and grievous cruelty. Care to comment?
I do not.
During your reign in Judea, how many deaths did you order?
A lot. Don't apologize for it either. Them Jews were rowdy.
Rowdy?
That's right, rowdy. As in not docile. As in somebody had to put their foot down.
And you put it down, didn't you?
Damn right I did. Orders from Rome, what's a guy gonna do?
How many crucifixions would you say you ordered?
Well, a lot less than my predecessor, that's for damn sure. That guy would crucify a Semite for yelling fire at a barbecue. Me, I reduced crucifixion in Palestine by 70%. Now that's documented.
Well, that's lovely, but answer the question.
Which was that?
How many crucifixions did you preside over during your time in Jerusalem?
Well, let's say a few hundred, give or take. So what?
Over 700 crucifixions. Does that sound about right, Mr. Pilate?
Sound good to me, sure.
And you publicly washed your hands of how many of them, Mr. Pilate?
I don't know what you mean by that.
I mean that. Other than Jesus of Nazareth, did you ever, in any other instance, try to publicly wash your hands and attempt to abdicate responsibility for your actions?
I don't recall.
You backpedaled because you knew it was wrong, didn't you?
Romans don't have backpedals.
You knew Jesus was a holy man or fool, but whatever he was, you believed him when he said his kingdom was on earth, didn't you?
See now, I don't really recall that conversation.
You don't recall that conversation. You know what, Mr. Pilate? Why don't you say that again so I can slap a perjury charge on you? You ordered the death of Christ. You, and you alone. And then you pawned it off on Jesus and Judas and politics and the rowdiness of the Jewish people. Is that not the case, Pontius Pilate? Yes or no?
You can go on squawking here if you want to. My conscience is clean.
Mr. Pilate, were the high priests of Jerusalem authorized to issue a death sentence?
No, they were not.
Was King Herod authorized to issue a death sentence?
He wasn't.
How about the Jewish people themselves? Were they free to issue death sentences at their whim and fancy?
No.
One man, Mr. Pilate, in all of Judea, one man alone had the authority to put another man to death. And who was that man, Mr. Pilate?
Am I on trial here? Because last time I checked, it was your client, Judas Iscariot, freezing his ass off in the ninth circle of hell, not me.
My client recanted with a remorseful heart and was ignored.
Then you need to take it up with the Jews, not me. It's documented. Ain't no Sherlock Holmes mystery here, lady. Believe me, sister, you need to talk to them, not me.
Always the Jews, Mr. Pilate, isn't it?
Well, sure as shit was in Judea, missy.
You want to know what I really think, Mr. Pilate? I think this whole story about you hemming and howling about what to do with Jesus is just a load of made-up crap written by Jewish Christian evangelists seeking to broaden the appeal of the Jesus story to the Roman Empire. There is nothing we know about you, Mr. Pilate, that suggests for even a second that you would have even a passing hesitation about putting any Jew to death, let alone a revolutionary figure like Jesus, who was being proclaimed the Messiah, who had entered the city of Jerusalem to crowds of cheering supporters, and who had the very next day incited a riot at the temple. You hated your assignment, you hated Judea, you hated Jews, because they contested you, because they fought back, because they clung to their religious beliefs and were willing to die for them. But most of all, I think you hated them because you knew they were stronger than you. I think it made you resentful and vengeful and small and inadequate. I think it gave you skin irritations and nervous tics. I think it kept you up at night and made you count the days until you could return to the safe bourgeois comfort of Rome. I think that you're a liar and a fraud. I think when Jesus was put before you, you did not see a God or a prophet. You didn't see a lunatic or an innocent. You didn't even see a human being. I think what you saw before you that morning was just one more Jew. And you didn't hesitate. Why would you? You didn't wash your hands, Pontius Pilate. History did it for you. Isn't that true?
Your Honor, I think I had enough here.
If you were a man, Pilate, you'd own up the truth.
The truth? Whose truth are you talking about, Red? The truth is, I was named a saint in the Ethiopian church. The truth is, I was named a martyr for the Christian church in 348 AD. Now that's the damn truth.
A Christian martyr?
Did I stutter, Missy?
Well, I guess that's what they mean about history being a lie, I agree too.
A lie? What do you know about what's a lie and what's the truth? What do you know about my history? All you got to go on is some book written in 4 different ways by 4 different Jews that weren't even there in the first place. And what do you know about my life after Palestine? That's right, you don't know jack. They didn't write down that part of history, did they? You know what, Cunningham? You and your presumptuous nature reminds me more and more of my ex-wife Rhonda. And believe me, that ain't no compliments. Anyway, yes, I met Jesus. Seemed like a fine fellow. Dressed like a hobo and smelled like a goat. But give the guy a shaving shower and he would have been basically alright. And I'll tell you what, unlike Judas, Jesus had a character. He didn't come up on me begging and growling, crying like a bitch. He faced me like a man, like a Roman almost. And that impressed me. I was just willing to have him beaten down for a couple of hours, but it wasn't enough for the Jews. They were fixing to pitch a fight, until that Jesus was served up for lunch like chicken in the skillets. And they had the numbers on us that weekend. 200,000 strong. I did what I had to do to preserve the damn peace. Why? Because that was my damn job. I did my job. Now you want to call me a liar? Question my integrity and character? I'm a Roman lady, 100% 24/7, we never close. Underneath my ball sack is Veritas, and that means truth. And that means my honor is defined by my integrity, and my integrity is defined by my truth. And if I defy you, here and now, to produce one shred of evidence to support your wild and defamatory claims, you better check the resume 2 times before you start trying to sweep your dirt under a Roman's rug. You know what? I'm clean like dove and ready for love. I live in heaven. Where do you live at, girlfriend? I'll tell you what though. Whenever you get your head straightened out, just give me a call or something if you want to. I'll take you out for a pizza. Show you my tattoos. Any more questions?
I think, Mr. Pilot, you've told us all we need to know. Please.
Okay then, I'm gonna roll out now.
The witness is excused.
Hail Caesar, baby!
Your Excellency, Hegemon, one more question if I may.
What is it?
Yes, now, if you would please tell the court the following. If indeed Judas came to your tent to recant, and I'm not saying if he did or didn't, and by the way, the only gospel that says anything at all about Judas recanting is Matthew, so it's 3 against 1, and the one in question was not only a Greek, but a drunken Greek and a cut. But alas. Now, please tell us if you will, when Judas came to your tent to allegedly recant, and this part is very important, did you get a sense or impression that he was recanting out of a genuine remorse and concern for Jesus? Or was he trying to unwield damage out of a neck-saving fear of the dire consequences and everlasting repercussions of betraying our most rightful and exalted and just Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the divine Son of Man?
I am a man who happens to know something about remorse, personal or otherwise. In my day, I stared into the eyes of perhaps 10,000 accused men and sat in judgment of them. I spared a few and executed plenty. I sent people to face the whip, the cell, the gallows, and, well, the cross. And I sent a few home as well. Remorse is rare, but when you see it, it is unmistakable. Judas Iscariot had no remorse. His fear left no room for it. His fear was 100% ego-driven and self-serving. 100% panic, 0% remorse. If you believe nothing else, believe that.
Yes, Hedge. Yes, thank you indeed.
Next witness.
Defense reconjures Satan to the stand, Your Honor.
Lou, you can come in now. Bailiff, go fetch her. Go fetch Satan.
Alone?
Let's go, bailiff!
I want to file a formal fucking complaint, Francis!
This ain't about the turkey roll in the cafeteria again now, is it, Lou?
No, Francis! This is about the turkey roll in the cafeteria. What this is about is I recognize a couple of your court officers at the vending machines, okay? Ask me how I recognize them, Francis.
Lou.
No, don't you fucking Lou me. God's been stealing souls again, hasn't he?
Dear jury members, we're so sorry for the inconvenience. Could you give us 5 minutes, please?
And you, Honeywell, you're on my list, so don't expect any last-second reprieves. Shorts and crop tops, pack light.
Are you done? This is unacceptable behavior!
Don't tell me, Lou, what's unacceptable.
Lou.
Those 2 court officers were mine. Their souls in hell, safe and secure. What? I don't have enough to contend with? Now I gotta deal with God cruising the barnyards of hell, poaching like some kind of silver foxtail thief at night? That's bullshit! And you know it. And I'm not leaving here this time without my satisfaction, so you better do something about it right fucking now.
Do something like what?
Number 1, I'm not testifying anymore. I'm not some wind-up doll to be summoned and dismissed like a toy. And number 2, I want 2 souls before I leave here today. So take a memo and pass it on upstairs. I'll take you and whoever.
Me?
Yeah, you! I should have claimed your soul long ago. What are you looking at?
I'd like to start my questioning.
Why, you got some place you gotta be?
No, when you're done crying, just let me know.
I'm sorry, maybe you can clear this up for me, but is today mess with someone who can literally rip your heart out through your miserable, dried up cunt day? Is that what day this is? Because unless I'm mistaken, today is not that day.
Today is your day to answer my questions. When you're through behaving like a petulant child, that is.
Cunningham, I'm directing you to hit the off switch on the flopping mouth of yours until further notice. And you, Lou, with all the respect to your stature and station, could you give me a break here, please?
Francis, I've always been good to you.
And I to you, is that not so? Now listen, your complaint is duly noted and will be kicked upstairs at the end of today's testimony. Now the jury has waited long enough, and I need to continue. And what I need to know from the both of you, by the way, is when I move to do so, that you two will behave according to the solemnity of these proceedings. Now, can I have your words on that?
I am ready to proceed, Your Honor.
With civility.
If I'm met with civility.
You know what, Cunningham? All those excuses you got wedged between that dubious-looking cleavage of yours, your mother, the bulimia, the herpes, the booze, the abortions, the rape, the bipolar pharmaceutical adventures, and the abject failures at every relationship you ever attempted. All those things do nothing to band-aid the simple fact that there comes a time when the world stops rewarding potential. And when that time came for you, you threw yourself the world's biggest pity party and dedicated the rest of your short, pathetic, inconsequential life to finding faults everywhere fucking else, but in the return gaze of your own cosmetically altered reflection, okay?
Ah, Satan, perhaps you're out of...
I'll for you, you're a flatterer! And your love of God is utterly false, as is your hair color. And the sole reason you're so hot for that nasty train wreck over there is because you're addicted to tragedy and punishment. Not because you think you're a piece of shit, Elfayumi, but because the truth is, your self-diagnosis is correct. You're a bag of hot air and a weakling, and you'll never, ever be loved. You'll never be loved either, Cunningham, and that's because you're incapable of giving it. Well, you already knew that about yourself, didn't you? I'll testify now, Francis. Never let it be said that the Prince of Lies stood in the way of truth.
No more outbursts.
I'm a Buddha flown on a lily pad.
I'm really sorry about the delay. We are ready to continue. Counselor, you may begin.
Satan. I apologize for my earlier behavior, Counselor. I had some bad fish at lunch.
Satan, you've had a long-standing feud with God, correct?
No, I love God.
You love God?
Very much God made me.
Okay, you say that God made you.
God did make me. It says so in the Bible.
I know about the Bible, Satan. It also says in Bible, in Matthew, I believe, in Matthew it says, a good tree cannot bear a bad fruit, correct?
Correct.
So then are you saying that you're good, or are you saying that God is bad?
I would never say that God is bad.
So then, are you telling this court that you're good?
I don't know. Are you good, Counselor?
That's not what I asked you.
I'm sorry.
Just answer the question.
Look, I don't believe in good and bad. What I believe in is truth.
Fine. According to Job and Nehemiah, God created you in the first 3 days, true?
True.
You were an angel.
True.
Then God created man and gave him, not you, dominion over the earth. True?
True.
You are in fact ordered by God to serve the man.
True.
According to Genesis and Ezekiel, you then tempted Eve to eat the apple in order to try to prove the point that God has made an error in giving men dominion over the earth. At which point, according to Luke, you then fell from heaven like lightning and became God's adversary. And ever since that day, you've competed for souls with God in order to prove the point that man is not worthy to rule over the earth. True?
I don't compete with God. God competes with himself.
That's not the question.
I'm trying to answer your
No,
question.
you're not trying
Your
to.
Honor, I'm trying to form a response here.
Cunningham, let her answer.
Your Honor, it does seem to...
Quiet. Proceed.
Thank you. Look, I didn't make you people. God did. Okay. But there was a design flaw in the creation. He gave you free will. And to balance that out, you were designed to self-correct. But unlike the free will muscle, the self-correct one isn't a particular favorite of the Homo sapiens. I would say self-correct falls somewhere between colonoscopy and firing squad on most people's holiday wish lists. At any rate, the truth is, I don't have to actively compete for human souls. I don't have to tempt or lull or flatter or deceive. Because with God at the helm and you people running around wreaking havoc, I'll be honest, I spend most of my time on the couch binge watching.
And what? Getting tossed out of heaven? That didn't bother you at all?
There's a concept, Cunningham, called playing the cards you were dealt. One can either accept that concept, or one can slowly lose one's mind, heart, and soul. I'd like to be more helpful to you here, but really, that's what it all comes down to.
Is that so?
I'm just a fallen angel trying to get along in a monotheistic society. Anything else you want to ask?
Your Honor, I move that her entire testimony be stricken from the record. She's obviously lying.
Well, I can't allow that, sorry. You conjured her. What comes out of her mouth is your responsibility.
But she's obviously lying.
You ought to expand your consciousness, counselor.
Your Honor.
Unless you have another question, Cunningham, I suggest you step down.
But, Your Honor.
Forward or back? You've been instructed, now what'll be?
What do you know about God, Satan?
What's not to love?
Specifically, Satan, what specifically do you know about God?
I don't know where to begin.
Pick a spot.
I love God because he's all powerful and all forgiving. I love God because his justice is perfect. I love God because God loves me.
God loves you.
Very much. Gift basket at Christmas, Hallmark greetings on all the major holidays.
Stop it. If God loves you, then why did he throw you out of his kingdom?
He didn't throw me out, I left.
That's not what it says in the Bible.
Yeah, you're right. They fudged that part. But that's because you people really only respond to fear and threat. If they told you straight up that there was no lock to the pearly gates of heaven, then you'd have no incentive at all to even try to be halfway decent.
In other words, God lied?
God didn't write the Bible. You do know that, right?
Of course I know that.
Then why would you say that God lied?
Satan, does God love Judas Iscariot, yes or no?
God loves everybody.
And yet, Judas is in hell. So, what use is God's love to my client if he's allowed to languish in damnation?
Your client is free to leave whenever he wants to. In fact, I wish he would. I could use the room.
That's not true, and you know it.
Maybe you should sit down and catch your breath.
The real truth is, God's love for us is conditional. Isn't that right? You failed to meet his conditions. He threw you in trash. Judas failed, and he's in catatonic stupor.
Your client succumbed to despair.
Yes, and if human despair is so powerful as to render God powerless over it, then what does that say about God? It says one of two things, Satan. Either God is not all-powerful, and therefore useless, or God's love for us is conditional, which renders that love false and unworthy. Which one is it?
Please don't take this personally, Cunningham. But your father never really loved you or wanted you, right? And the only reason your mother didn't abort you is because she was afraid of scarring.
Satan,
I think she told you that, wasn't she?
Satan, I asked you a direct question, and I'm demanding from you a direct answer.
The
direct answer is that you are completely wrong.
Is God powerless or spiteful? I am ordering you to answer.
You're powerless and spiteful, Cunningham, not God.
Your Honor, she's not answering.
What you want me to do about it?
But she's not answering.
Open your heart to God, Cunningham.
Shut up!
I suggest you step down, Cunningham.
But I'm not finished.
Then finish!
But Your Honor, this isn't fair!
It is what it is, Cunningham.
But Your Honor!
What, Cunningham, what?
You're a fucking liar.
I'm truly sorry you feel that way.
Nothing further.
El fuego mi cross.
No, cross, no.
Your excuse.
Counselors, you availed yourselves as expected. And by the way, El Fayumi, you're completely wrong too. I'll be in touch.
Right now, I am in Tehran. I am in Darfur. I'm on Lafayette and Astor, waiting to hit you up for change so I can get high. I'm at Central Park, having dinner with Kamala Harris. I'm taking a walk through the Rose Garden with George Bush. I'm helping Donald Trump, of all people, get a good night's sleep. I was in that cave with Osama, and on that plane with Mohammed Ara. And what I want you to know is that your work has barely begun. And what I want you to believe is the efficacy of divine love, if practiced consciously. And what I need you to believe is that if you hate who I love, then you do not know me at all. And make no mistake, who I love is every last one. I am every last one. People ask of me, where are you? Where are you? And verily, I ask of them, where are you? Where are you, Judas? Judas.
Who is that?
Is it ever anybody else, Judas? I miss you.
Don't touch me.
Judas.
I said, take your hands off me. Take them off.
I'm sorry.
Just back off my grill, man. Back off. Back off more.
Judas, if 1,000 strangers spit on me and kick me as they pass, I will smile. But if the brother of my heart gives me only a passing hard look, then, Judas, I will not sleep that night, nor will I sleep at all, till he will let me love him again.
No.
No what?
No more fortune cookies. That's what. You want to say something? I can't stop you. You want to apologize? Fine. Apologize and go. Just for once, speak like a normal fucking person.
I am not a normal person, Judas, and I am not here to apologize. I am who I am and what I am, and I will always be who I am and what I am. And when have you ever heard me deliver my message any differently, Judas? When?
Just go away.
I will not go away.
Well, that'd be a first.
I have never gone away, Judas. Look at me! I love you. And all I want is just not to be near you, but with you.
Well, should have thought of that before.
Before what?
Just go away.
Judas,
Don't fucking Judas me. You're not wanted here, okay, Mr. Above It All?
Judas, don't you see that I am not above it all? I am right here in it.
And don't you see that I don't fucking care?
You think your suffering is a one-way street? It's not. It is the exact opposite of not.
You got a lot of fucking nerve.
And you got no nerve at all. Where's your heart in all this, Judas? You think you were with me for any other reason than that? You were all heart. You were my heart. Don't you know that?
I'll tell you what I know.
What?
I watched you trip over your own dusty feet to heal the sick, the blind, the lame, the unclean. Any two-bit stranger stubbed their toe when some lowly distant relative, too cheap to buy enough wine for his own fucking wedding, runs out of booze. No problem. You just presto changeo. And it was Miller time in old Canaan again, wasn't it, bro?
Judas.
But when I needed you, where were you, huh?
Judas,
You forgave Peter and bullshit Thomas. You knocked Paul of Tarsus off a horse. You raised Lazarus from the fucking dead. But me, your heart, what about me? Huh? I made a mistake. And if that was wrong, then you should have told me. And if a broken heart wasn't sufficient reason to hang, then you should have told me that too!
Judas, don't you think that if I knew, it would have changed your mind? I would have?
All I know is that you broke me unfixable, and that I'm here. And you wanna know when you delivered your message differently? At the temple, Jesus, that's when. And you were beautiful there, and you left there 3 inches taller, and we all saw it. I loved you. That's all I did. And that's the truth. And now, I'm here.
Judas, what if I were to tell you that you are not here, and that you are with me in my kingdom even now, and that you have been there since the morning of my ascension, and that you have never left?
That's what I think about you.
I love you, Judas. I love you!
Just stop.
Don't you see me here, Judas?
Oh, I see a lot of things.
You see a lot of things?
That's right.
Do you see her? Do you know her? Call on to her. Touch her. She's not real. They must conjure her, and she still is but a vapor blown away by a hummingbird breath. Come on, Judas, touch her!
I don't want to touch her.
Stand up, Judas.
You know I can't do that.
No, what I know is that you can.
Get the fuck over yourself.
Will you feed my lambs, Judas? Will you take care of my little sheep? Will you feed my lambs?
Feed your lambs?
You know exactly what I'm asking of you!
Go away.
If you don't love me, Judas, you'll have to look me in the eye and say it.
I don't love you.
Then why are you still here?
Go!
Judas, don't you know what would happen the very instant that you got down on your knees?
Why on my knees? They should have buried me standing up, because I've been on my knees my whole life. You left me!
I never left you.
I would have never believed that you could have left me.
I am right here.
That you didn't love me.
I do love you.
Why didn't you make me good enough so that you could have loved me?
Judas, I love you. Please take my hands.
Where are they?
They are right here.
I can't see them.
They are right here. Judas, please take my hands.
Where are you going?
I am right here, Judas.
Don't leave me.
I am here, Judas. Please take my hands.
Can't hurt.
I love you, Judas. Please stay.
Can't.
Judas.
Can't hurt.
I love you, Judas. Please stay.
I can't.
Mr. Iscariot, the jury has found you guilty. You know what? You cashed in 30 pieces of silver, but I've seen many forms of betrayal to friends, even family. And they're the ones that throw away gold.